Hello, welcome back, puzzlers. We are going back to back. We just did the Friday, and we are attempting the Saturday. Now, that was the Friday, I have to say, 30 minutes, great warm up. Saturday, I've read some pretty nasty things about this one. Not nasty as in mean spirited, but nasty as in like the puzzle's going to be pretty tough, fairly gnarly, if you will. No spoilers, but I did come across that people have said that there's a lot of questions that could or could not, or they argued should have had a question mark at the end of them, signifying some sort of wordplay or punnery. So anyways, with that in mind, we are attempting the Saturday, January 25th, and let's see how long this takes us. Hopefully we can do it without any checks, but I don't know. Undesirable airplane seatmate. You wouldn't want to sit next to someone who has like body odor, I suppose. That would be pretty hard to get around. Yeah, I'm not. I guess. I mean, to me, any seatmate on an airplane would be undesirable. So this could just be like a warm body, but I don't know. Sound from a hedge clipper. Maybe it's snip or clip. Extend across could be the span, so maybe it's snip. This is a waste of my time. I'm not doing it. Get out of here. Leave me alone. Leave me be. None of those work. Okay. Strike one. What would you strike? You would strike a pose? You would strike a match? Oh, I think we already got this, right? This is going to be span, in which case it could easily be pose. It could easily be posed. I'm just going to put it right in. Body shops. Body shops. This is typically for like an auto body, right? Car related. But what else has bodies? I don't know. Combats blank te défenseurs. Yeah. Could it be avec? I know isn't avec French. Is this number at filling stations? Like gas filling? Filling stations. I think it wants you to think gas, so maybe it's something else. What else do you fill? You can fill air. I don't know. But avec. That's just my best guess. Poet Bradstreet. Not gonna know that one. Abbreviation in some job titles. Manager, MNGR. I don't know. Coward of the theater world. Courage the cowardly dog. The cowardly lion. What's the lion's name? Alex is the lion in Madagascar, but we're not talking about Madagascar. That's just me flexing some knowledge. Some useless knowledge, but knowledge nonetheless. Coward of the theater world? I don't know. Largest U.S. union with about 3 million members. Could this be SAG? Ugh, that's the worst. Passes through many Swiss banks. Loya filmed them. Maybe it's not SAG. Funding source for the Great Wall of China? I don't know. Wars I don't know when it was built and with whose cash. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going. 2015's Bridge of Spies. Could this be like the CIA or like the NSA? I don't know. Go back to these downs. Ugh, that's the worst. Yeah, that sucks. It could just be sucks. Passes too many Swiss banks. I think typically they want you to think like some bank of Switzerland or whatever, but maybe it's like riverbanks. Could be the Rhone. Is there another river? I'm just gonna put in Rhone, see what happens. Loya filmed them. Yeah, we already know. We already know that I do not know, so I'm gonna skip it. Thing of interest. Interest rates. Could it be rate? Yeah, I don't know. Foe in a Australian war. Could it be the emus? I feel like the Australians are always fighting wars with animals. Wasn't there also one with kangaroos? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I just made that up. Maybe I'm getting it confused with the emu roar. Could it be ROO? No, I think it's probably emu. I think that appeared in a different crossword too, and I got confused by the exact same concept. This is gonna be Sia. Sia saying cheap thrills, I think. Clutches. Could be the verb, could be to like hold on to something. Or it could be in someone's like grasp. You're a noun. Job that might require a fence. A fence being part of a job is not exactly something that I'm I don't know other meanings of fence. I guess it could be like a duelist or like a fencer. I mean that obviously wouldn't work, but something that involves swordplay. I don't know what job involves swordplay. Aeschylus Trilogy of Tragedies. Yeah, that's kind of a mouthful, so I'm gonna skip it. The forest and a metaphor. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so number at filling stations. Supernova. Nova something? No vaccines? I don't know. I don't really understand filling stations. Oh, that makes sense. I see it now. I don't know, maybe. They support many student movements. PE classes. Physical education classes, but why would this be? So student movements, understandably, you make a lot of movements in PE class. But wouldn't there be, isn't there supposed to be some form of abbreviation to know that physical education is abbreviated to PE here? Anyways, I don't know. PE classes feels right to me though. Coward of the theater world? Is there a Noel Coward or something? Neil? I mean, Neil is not spelled that way, but maybe CIA? Okay, so I think I'm understanding this now. Maybe it's Novocaine. Now the problem is I don't know if Novocaine spelled with an A or an O. Is it Novocaine or Novocaine? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. But the idea is that it's not number. It's a number. It's something that makes you numb, and filling is probably gonna be like at the dentist or I don't know. My guess is dentist. So maybe it's Novocaine. I'm actually just gonna leave that. Actually, no. I'll put in an O. Novocaine because Noel seems more right than nail, but we'll come back to it. Did we miss any downs? Yeah, we did. Joined a union. Could be to enlisted, registered. Joined a wedded. Could it be like a union of or a union meaning marriage? I don't know. Blank nage. Cooked in a broth. Yeah, I don't know. Certain something. Je ne sais quoi does not fit, but a certain something. It factor also doesn't fit. One that we can get is going to be Greta Gerwig directed Barbie. Asian grocery chain. Say less. I see that it's 5 letters. I put in H Mart, not 99 Ranch. Brass. This could mean like if people say like you got some brass or something, like you got guts, or grit maybe. Could be grit. I like grit more than guts, but I'm not super confident on either of them. Felt in the Christmas spirit. Felt. Are elf hats made of felt? However, it's singular, so I don't know. Maybe it's just the collective elf hats as one felt. I don't know. The way. Yeah, not gonna know that, unfortunately. A, B, and C, but not T and V. I see mins. I'm expecting something like vitamins. I've not heard of vitamin T or vitamin V, so I think that's a safe bet. Under control could be like handled, tamed maybe. It's been tamed. It's under control. One working on a column. An editor or like a writer, a journalist. But maybe that's what they want you to think. Yeah, I don't know. A physical column, like I don't know, like some, yeah, no clue. Sight in Monet's boating on the river Epte. Well, boating, I want to say it's a canoe. Current events. Current events could be like you know, news and things that are happening around the world in the news, but it could also mean like current as in like waves or ocean currents. That being said, I don't have an answer for either of those options, so we're gonna keep going. Spreads. You could like strew your stuff around, spread your stuff around, I suppose. Novel technology could be new technology, obviously, but also could be writing a book. Book binding, for example, would be a novel technology maybe, but yeah, doesn't quite fit. Jam could be a snit. You could be trapped, you could get stuck in like a jam, but not loving what we have here. Old Atlas in its world is, maybe there's a W in here, but I don't know. In the 80s or 90s. Would it be insulting to say that this is long ago? I mean, relative to the span of my life, that would be long ago, but relative to, you know, the age of humanity, I'd say it's merely a blip. Take another direction. Take another direction could be opt, maybe 3 letters. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go back to these. Join the union. Not sure. Something Naj cooked in a broth. Still don't know. Certain something. Maybe it is something factor, but instead of it, it's X factor. This could be tax then, right? Yeah, X factor. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna put in tax because I don't love how that looks. Consumed with grief could be to. Is there a word for this? I feel like after a breakup, you are stricken with grief, and you eat your way through a tub of ice cream. You consume ice cream in a state of grief. Is that what this is going for? But I feel like it's like sad 8 or something. It doesn't fit, obviously, but also doesn't seem like that's gonna be right. Where locks are picked. Okay, more question marks. That's fun. Good thing we warmed up with the Friday, because these are a lot of clues that require thought, I suppose. Where locks are picked. Locks oftentimes can refer to hair. Locks of hair. So maybe it's hair salons. Maybe it's singular hair salon. You can pick multiple locks in a single salon, so maybe it's just that. S&P 500. Is that like a mutual fund or something? An index fund? A part of it would be a Fortune 500 company. Is that what that is? But either way, I don't know. Corporate execs could be VPs, could be vice presidents. Normally execs would be like C blank O, but given that starts with V, this is my best guess. Confirmation. This could be like a Christian thing, right? Or maybe a general religious thing, but could it be a ceremony? One working on a column, just CPA. Could it be a tax pro? Is a confirmation a religious ceremony? Maybe it is ceremony. I'm just gonna put it in. Put in CPA. EIA is making me squirm a little bit, but I mean, Aeschylus is what a name that is. Am I right? So like maybe it's another, I don't know, Greek sounding name, Roman sounding name. I don't know. Ardent supporter. A zealot, a stan. Neither of those fit. Place whose name has an appropriate vowel sound. Final vowel sound. Spa. Appropriate final vowel sound. Place, huh? Spa, Belgium is a place. Maybe it's just Spa, but I don't understand. Appropriate final vowel sound. As in it's not like spay? Or maybe it's ah, as in like, ah, that feels good to be in a spa. I don't know. Kind of a stretch, but also I think that this could be, you're put in a jam, you're put in a spot, so that's why I left it in. Reproductive cells? Is it sperms? Sperm cells? Or is it like flower reproduction, in which case it's maybe, I don't know flower anatomy that well, but it could be like stomi or something. In the 80s or 90s, now that I'm re-looking at this, this could be like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 80, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It'd be sweltering. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like stomi or something feels better to me, but I'm just going to leave it out. Dispatch towards. I don't know. Blank Smith. Namely, sublimation products. I don't know. I just kind of went through those really quickly, but yeah. Not fitting, or I'm not seeing it. It's fit for a king. Royal garb would be... Maybe it's not something like physically fit to a king's body. I don't know. It's fit for a king. Classic novel of the South Seas. That's a skip. Photo montage art. Collage. I don't know. Blank mountain. Around the Kyrgyz-Tajikistan border range. Maybe it's not hair salon, because wouldn't this be like the Aral or Ural mountains? I don't know. They'll show you a thing or two. A thing? Lowercase thing? I don't know. Weight of an adult elephant. Ton? 1 ton? Very imprecisely. I don't know. Initiative. I don't know. Segments during curling matches. Segments of curling matches. Still don't know. Holders of orbs. Okay, so we got off to a decent start with the top right corner, but now I think I'm kind of hitting a brick wall. In the 80s or 90s could be, so I'm thinking that, what if this ends in ED? Or it could be 2 words. Maybe it's not brass. So to join a union, again, going back to the marriage idea, it could be like said I do. And in this case, this could be gall instead of grit. Funding source for the Great Wall of China could be sales tax. It doesn't fit, but that would be kind of funny, I suppose. Could it be a la nage? Like a la mode? Could be something tax though. Silk tax? Like the Silk Road? Current events, this could be riptides. Going back to the idea that it's like oceanic currents. Novel technology. E-reader. E-reader would be a piece of technology to help you consume a novel. Ardent supporter. It could be like devotee. Maybe. And it's over ear. Over par. 80s or 90s golf scores are over par. We're gonna put in sperms. There it is. I think that's confirmation enough. Classic novel of the South Seas. Still don't know. They'll show you a thing or two. Could be tour guides. Initiative is enmity. I missed these. Okay, so we're missing a few 3-letter and a 4-letter one. A 4-letter down clue. Long-bladed thrusting dagger. I feel like given all the D&D and fantasy games that I've played, I should know something like this, but nope, nothing's coming to mind. Indicator of deflation. It'd be a hiss. Like the sound of air leaving a tire and deflating would be a hiss. I don't know. Miracle Grow is a thing. Lines at a grocery store. Lines at a grocery store? Like barcodes? URLs? I don't know. Orbs. How poetic. They're using orbs to describe eyeballs. In which case this would be eye sockets. A long-bladed thrusting dagger. Could it be SK or... Lines at a grocery store. UPC? Now I'm not sure about sperms. The dispatch towards could be to route towards. ENTMR does not instill a sense of confidence. It could just be spores, like plant spores. Initiative is, okay, maybe it's OMU. This is route. Enter. Enterprise? Enterprising? Sadie Smith a person? I know, okay, I'm thinking of Sadie Sink, but also if this was Enterprise. Sublimation. Namely? Take another direction. Some photo montage art. Maybe this is just simply tons. Tons of weight. Segments of curling matches could be ends? Consumed with grief. Stress 8. So it's not sad 8, it's stress 8. Okay. Is a sash worn by a king? Like a prom king? SS blank. S&P 500 part, I'm thinking that this is going to be something silly like ampersand now that I have more letters. I personally don't like clues like this. So if ampersand is right, I have to say anything that like references the textual construction of the clue, I feel like is, depending on how it's given, is somewhat lazy, but it is what it is. Old Atlas inits, so the Soviet, I don't know what USSR stands for, but I guess on an old atlas it would be initialized. Russia would be the region of Russia would be initialized as SSR. So I guess that's where that comes from. Ally Mountains. Not entirely sure if that's gonna be right, but everything else feels okay. Segments of curling matches are ends. Maybe it is Allah. And it's not silk tax, it's salt tax, maybe? To be in one's clutches is to be in one's thrall, perhaps. I got this from... Okay, I'm just going to put in Allah because I keep saying it. Then we don't have to keep coming back to it. But maybe it's salt. Undesirable airplane seatmate would be an armrest hog. Yeah. Personally, whenever I'm on an airplane, I keep my arms tucked in closely. I never take the... If I'm in the middle seat, I might opt for one or the other depending on who my seatmates are. But typically, I just leave my arms within the seat. I'm lucky enough that I can fit, I suppose, but like, it's just common etiquette. But if I'm on the side, if I'm on the aisle or the window, then I'll take, you know, whichever one is not shared. I feel like that's the most fair way to do things. And then the middle seat should theoretically get both armrests. They're stuck in the middle seat after all. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Ugh, that's the worst. Loy of film, the thing of interest. Maybe it is rate. Maybe it is interest rate. Job that might require offense. Aeschylus trilogy of tragedies. And now like Oedipus, Oedipia. Oedipia? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing. I might have just been making that up. I was almost definitely making that up. The forest in a metaphor. Okay, this is gettable. This is a waste of my time. Why am I here? Pretty aggressive, but I guess this is a waste of my time is also quite aggressive to begin with. Body sharps, not sharps, body shops could be mortuaries. Kind of grim. But I guess that works. Mortuaries? Like place where there's like dead bodies, right? Yeah. Oh man, that's the worst. Poet Bradstreet. I'm guessing this is gonna be Anne Bradstreet then. And Lloyd N-E something. Job that might require offense. I still don't know what offense is, but job sometimes is like a crime, which could be a heist. This could be assistant. Arrestia. Maybe it's salt gestalt. Okay. I'm liking this so far. So far, so good. Some really good clues, and I appreciate the lack of proper nouns that I don't know. And just when I say that, I skip to a proper noun. But I guess both of these are proper nouns, so yeah, maybe I spoke too soon. Loy of filmdom. N-E-C? N-E-A? Myrna Loy. This seems like a reasonable guess for a name. It could be like Miria. This could be an I or something. Oops. But I'm gonna guess Anne and Myrna. Take another direction. So this could also, could this be the act? Like you take another direction from your I don't know, director, I guess. Stage director, film director. Namely. And sublimation products. Sublimation. Don't know what that is. I'm gonna guess this is a dirk. Looking at my keyboard here. Dirk is the only thing that feels like something that I've seen before. Or gherk. Maybe I'm thinking of gherkin, which is something else. Is that food? or is that something you wear? Gherkin. No, that's something I think that's something, maybe it's something you wear. Not to be confused with Birkin, which I now know to be a luxury bag. But anyways, Dirk. What if it was D? Some photo montage art? Could it be like dyes? Like D-Y-E? But the Autograph Man novelist. The Autograph Man. Namely, I'm gonna take this. I feel like it's maybe throwing me off from photo montage art. Like that would be like it could be like a slideshow. I don't know. Namely. At rest, at best. I don't know what sublimation means. Some photo montage art. This is gonna be a problem. This is gonna be a big problem. What is the most gettable one out of all of these? Maybe take another direction. What if this was opt? Oldie Smith. That's what a name. But I guess if we're just putting in guesses, I have to put in D here. Pewist? Pressed? Some photo montage art? Some photo montage art. Maybe it's not Enterprise? Could it be like tests? Sublimation? Sublime. Sublime is that great line from Barbie, spoken by Ryan Gosling's character Ken. That got a solid chuckle out of me, but I don't know if that has anything to do with sublimation. Take another direction. What if it was Sue? Because I feel like maybe this is like Sadie Smith for some reason. We're just gonna put that back. Okay. Well, if I see art, maybe it's like I'm gonna go out on a limb here. This is me being vulnerable. I have no idea what what this art movement is, but does it have to do with photo montages? Maybe it's Dadaism. Could it be gasps? Enter. Namely. No, enterprise. Gases? Vases? Sublimation. Could that have something to do with, like, is that scientific in a way? Could that have something to do with the states of matter? Tases? It would be tasers. So I guess if we're thinking about it's plural because it's products and it's ASES, that means the singular item would, well, I guess the singular item could be 3 or 4 letters. Vases is the only thing I can think of. Maybe it is gases. Could this be the SAG? SAG-AFTRA? Unfortunately not. Take another direction is to adest, ad est, aidist, ideist, sig. Oh, it could be the zig or zag. Assuming that gases is right. Gases being a product of sublimation feels like the best guess for me. I mean, I've gone luckier than this before, so maybe. Wow. Okay. Well, it is zig. If it wasn't zig, I was going to guess zag. But that started to make sense to me, so I put that in. I was close, I guess, with Sadie Smith being Zadie Smith, but I have to say I have not. At least if this has I feel like maybe in hindsight it's appeared in previous crosswords and now it's, you know, I'm retroactively recalling this, but I definitely did not come up with Zadie Smith on my own. Ideast. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyways, some of the good, a lot of really good clues. These were all pretty gettable, I think. I guess it was, and it did end up being Myrna and Anne. That's nice. Ampersand, I'm not a fan of that one. But hair salon, stress 8, both I think very good. Novocaine, probably my favorite clue. Considering the play on the word number and number. So yeah, wow. Challenging Saturday for sure. I'm glad that we were able to get through it. But yeah, Reddit was right. Tough one. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one.